Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Bunkered Podcast. I'm Michael McEwen. Thank you very much for tuning in. It is Tuesday, the 26th of May, 2026. Congratulations on making it this far, everyone. Well done, us. What a job. A great time to be alive because the sun is shining. It is glorious all across the UK right now. Scorchio, taps off, whatever your preferred lexicon is. It is that hot and it is absolutely boiling in our Dundee studio. Genuinely, it's hotter than the middle of a McDonald's apple pie that's just been freshly made. And if you've ever tried that and had the third degree burns in the corner of your mouth, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, enough about the heat, enough about the temperature. Let's bring in Mr. Hotness himself. Performance editor, Lewis Fraser. How are you, Mr. Fraser?
Yeah, I'm very warm.
They're getting more elaborate, aren't
they?
Like
elaborate.
These introductions are getting way more elaborate.
I don't know what to make of that one. Yeah.
Take it.
Okay,
Take
yeah,
it and
I'll
run.
take it. Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Stick it on the Tinder profile. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do what you want to do with
maybe,
it.
yeah, clip that up.
How was life? You had a good weekend.
Life's good,
you were back in Inverness. It was Mother Fraser's birthday.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Oh, she's going to be delighted hearing that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we went out for dinner on Saturday night, so that was good.
Excellent.
Yes, and
did you treat her nicely?
oh yeah, always do. Yeah.
Good.
So
Nice
yes,
presents?
Yes, yeah.
Spend a fortune?
No.
For goodness sake. Buy a card at least.
Yes,
good.
Of course, yeah, usual stuff. So
Flowers, card, chocolates, dinner.
Exactly that, actually, yeah. So nailed it. So yeah, no, it was a nice
Excellent.
time. Always good getting back home. So
Good.
yes.
What kind of
very,
chocolates
very
does your mum like?
Good.
Just for future reference.
I don't know if I'm liking the start of this podcast here.
I'm absolutely full on hay fever medication, so
Right,
I could say
this
anything.
could go anywhere. Yeah,
good,
God.
good.
All chocolates, really. Like, I don't know if she was.
Are we talking
like
luxury
Heroes,
chocolates?
Yeah.
All right, so she likes
that
Heroes.
kind of stuff.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
Heroes celebrations, like roses, all that kind of.
Not
all that
Lindor
kind of
or anything
jazz.
like that?
Yeah, she like them as well. Or any chocolates that you
Takes a
that you
mental
think,
note.
Yes. Oh, for God's sake, I'm not liking this at all already.
So
This is
Inverness was good. You had a good time back home.
I had a good time back
Excellent.
home. So it was mainly just good to see the dogs, really, isn't it? That's
well.
the main part of the.
Did you happen to see any famous people around the town? Because the reason I ask, they're currently filming Celebrity Traitors fairly close to Inverness, I believe.
Yes.
And they are all being put up in hotels in and around the city.
Right.
Maya Jama, for example, was seen
Didn't see her.
walking the banks of the River Ness.
Was she?
Yes.
No, I didn't see anyone famous. I didn't know that. I wish I'd known before I went up. I would have.
Because that would have made all the difference.
What time is it now? Can we wrap this up? If you're looking at the podcast, you see it's only 5 minutes long this week. Then
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
the reason. But no, I didn't see anyone famous. We're kind of closer to Nairn now, where my mum and dad live. So I don't think any of the celebrity traitors would have been out in Nairn, unfortunately.
You say that.
Not that I saw them.
Nairn's a
but
very famous city, or famous town, rather.
Yeah, go on,
It's
make
got
the
the
joke.
distinction of being the fastest town in Scotland.
does it really?
Nairn.
Uh-huh. Is there any towns in Scotland, Michael, that might be like, I don't know, the shortest in Scotland? Any of
Not
those you can
town
think
so
of?
much, but I've played the shortest golf course in Scotland.
Have you? Yeah.
Inch.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I've played the bounciest golf course in Scotland as well.
A boing.
Aboyne. Let's get this back on track,
Yeah,
shall
come
we?
on, yeah.
So after your mum's birthday, you came home.
Yes, I came
Right.
home on Sunday evening there, and then yesterday I was in Peebles, seeing Steve Johnston.
Every
yes,
corner
I
of the
know
country.
every corner of the country, and there was another corner of a different country that we'll get to in a wee minute. But I was in Peebles with Steve. So Steve Johnston's part of our performance panel. He's been doing it. He was telling me for this is his 12th season, so he is
Testimonial.
Mr. Performance Panel. Yeah, we
Yes.
should be getting him a testimonial, really. So that was good. He was teaching me. He was teaching me how to play the hybrid bump and run shot, which I've always wanted to play. Like either the hybrid or fairway wood. Always see Justin Rose doing it and think I want to do that.
Well,
So
made
I've
famous
got a
really
new one.
by Todd Hamilton at the 2004
Of course.
Open
Yeah,
with his Sonar Tech,
Sonar
which was
Tech.
really the first hybrid club. But he used that everywhere. He used it off the tee, from the rough, from the fairway, but particularly around the greens. And if you're familiar with Royal Troon, you'll know about all the humps, hollows, swales, and the like. And listen, it worked out all right because he got the claret jug.
Did all right for him.
There's
Yep.
definitely something in that, and I think it's a cracking link shot to have. So Steve was teaching you how to execute.
Yeah, he was. So he was. It's quite funny. If you're a subscriber, you'll see this page in the coming issues. But he was like don't stand as if you're trying to hit the hybrid 200 yards, and he like demoed how ridiculous that would look, standing at the edge of the green, like set up for a full shot. He was like, you only need to fly this about 1 yard, and then it's just going to run the rest of the way. It's just like putting it, but you don't need to take like swinging to your waist to try and do it. So take your putter grip, stand like very close to it, ball like your feet really close together, ball in line with your back foot, and then you just need to make like a tiny wee stroke.
Make contact,
make contact basically, and then the ball's running along the green. So tried it out and it was really good. I'm gonna use it coming up. But
see, you've got all the knowledge now. If it's not Steve teaching you that, it's Lee Westwood, former world #1, giving you a playing lesson. By all accounts, you should be scratch.
I should be. Yeah, I really should. I was thinking about this last night because I played golf after the shoot with Steve, and I'm not saying that this is down to anyone, it's purely down to me, but I'm playing really poorly at the moment, and I'm like,
is it too many thoughts?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just one of those, like, I'll go out one day and it'll be great, and then other times it won't be. But it's just golf, isn't it? But sometimes I think I'm like, I've got access to really good equipment, you know, where I don't think breaking any confidence here, saying working for a golf magazine, you get access to some cool experiences where you get fit for clubs, like from driver to putter, everything in between, and get, like you say, like access to some of the best coaches in the country, and then I still can't break 80, and I'm like, what am I doing? So it makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. And listen, you make a very good point
home,
actually about, you know, working for us and access to equipment and so on. We are in the middle of recruiting for somebody to come and sit alongside you to take James's seat. We're looking for a new equipment editor. That vacancy is live now, I think, for maybe another, I want to say week at the very most. So if you want to come and work with us and you want to be the person that's testing all that latest product and traveling the world and talking to tour pros about what's in their bag and all that sort of stuff, then I suggest you get your application in very, very soon. Full details are on the DC Thomson Company website. If you want to know more, though, just reach out to me, shoot me a DM, and I will give you all the info that I can. Which segues us nicely, Lewis, into the first of today's topics, equipment, because you want to know more about TaylorMade and a bit of a strategic shift that they've made.
Yes, so we were both invited to a meeting with TaylorMade recently, and I wasn't able to make it. And so you were there, Michael, and they told you something very interesting about the product cycle that they are going to be entering in basically from now, which is, I believe, to do with the drivers. They currently have the QI 4D that's out on the market, and that's going to be out for a bit longer, isn't it?
Yeah. So basically, TaylorMade have copped a whole lot of heat, more heat than is in this room right now. They've copped a lot of heat for years and years and years for bringing out a new driver every single year. Listen, we've both seen this. You look at the comment section on our videos or on social media, anytime that we cover a new driver that they release, more so than any other brand, they get grief from consumers for flooding the market with another new driver. Other brands are on 12-month product cycles and probably don't get the same amount of heat as TaylorMade do, because TaylorMade have been prolific doing this. They've had a new driver every year since, I think, 2001.
Wow.
There's been some great drivers in that time. There's been some, frankly, not so great drivers in that time. Hello, Jet Speed. But
they remember that.
But they've been prolific, I think, is the point. And it's worked very well for them, despite the carping and the grousing and the general huffing and puffing of some people. It is a cycle that's worked well for them. Now they've decided that, effective immediately, they're going to be releasing drivers on a 24-month cadence, so every 2 years. It's a bit like, think of it like football shirts.
Right.
A new football shirt for your team comes out every single year. And you've just seen the latest one. You're like, oh, at last, that's so much better than last year's. I'm buying that. You put it on, your team plays in it. Your team doesn't win any trophies wearing it. Certainly is I can relate to that part. But at the end of that season, that shirt gets thrown in the bin because a new one is brought out, a new home shirt, a new away shirt, and if you're really unlucky, a new third and maybe even fourth kit.
Yes.
So football clubs are guilty of this as well. A new product every 12 months, which doesn't really allow the consumer a whole lot of time to fall in love with it. That is something that TaylorMade has decided they want to change. So there's a number of reasons why they're doing this. The consumer is at the heart of it. So they say they want consumers to have more time to enjoy and reap the benefits of, in this case, the QI4D. Now, you've hit it. You know how good a driver that is, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You and James, very different golfers. I'm not going to make the obvious long joke
he's
here,
different
but
from everyone.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're two fundamentally different players in the way that you swing the club, the speed you swing the club, and the things you look for in terms of performance of the club. This driver, in the years that you guys have worked together, it's the first time that you've both agreed this is your number one driver of the year. You did it in the test. It's there for all to see on the Bunkered YouTube channel. You can go and see the reviews, the full test that James and Lewis did. Both of them concluded that the TaylorMade QI4D was their number one driver for this year. TaylorMade wants to give that driver, which has had a whole lot of praise, way more than the predecessor.
A lot more.
A lot more. It wants to give it a longer time in the spotlight. So two things there. They want the consumer to enjoy it more and to reap the performance benefits. And because it's so well received and is performing so well, the reviews have been overwhelmingly positive. They want to keep that product in the shop window that much longer. So there's your second reason. The third reason that they're doing this, and this is the one that I think a lot of people will nod their heads at and go, yeah, told you so.
Right.
They want to make sure that every time they release a new driver, it's not an incremental, marginal gain that the people are seeing, but instead a true innovation leap.
Yep.
As I said earlier, the comment section gets flooded when TaylorMade releases a new driver. People go, oh, another yard longer. Surely I should be hitting it 400 yards by now. And that has been the constant complaint because when the driver comes out, people are constantly having, the brands are constantly telling this same story over and over again. A marginal gain, a marginal gain, a marginal gain.
Yep.
TaylorMade are going, we don't want to tell people about marginal gains anymore. We want to say, see this driver, that's our first driver in 2 years. It is noticeably better and different, with different performance characteristics, improved performance characteristics than the one that went before. So they're not interested in making the QI4D a couple of percent better. They're interested in making the next product significantly better. So three main reasons for this.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting because I think TaylorMade would tell us and tell anyone that they don't really expect most golfers to be buying a new driver every single year.
No, of course they don't.
The only people that are using the brand new driver every single time are golfers who are playing for a living and need that extra yards that you're talking about, or 2 or 3 yards, whatever it is. Or
the ones that will actually see the benefits of marginal gains.
And like you say, they are marginal. No, definitely not. Or it's people who want to spend the money on having the shiny new product in their bag that, again, won't make the difference. So really, most people are only buying like a new driver every 5 years, 6 years. I don't know if TaylorMade covered this when you spoke to them. Yeah.
So basically, you go back 12 years or so, and they've looked at Golf Data Tech studies and findings. Now, Golf Data Tech, for those who don't know, it's essentially the market research firm for golf. It measures retail performance across every single equipment category and much more besides. But if you want to know what behavioural trends are out there amongst consumers in the marketplace, you look at Golf Data Tech. And what their findings showed was that maybe, let's say 12 years ago, people were buying a new driver every 3.5 years on average.
Okay.
Now they're buying a new driver every 5 years on average. 18 months, I mean, that is a big, big jump.
Yeah.
Now, tons of reasons for that, no doubt. The cost of drivers, let's not kid ourselves on. They're not getting any cheaper. You know, they are increasing in price significantly. They are now serious items to lay cash out for.
Yes.
I mean, we're pushing close to £600, £700 in some cases now. Honestly, at the rate it's going, we're probably not a million miles away from the first mass market $1,000 driver or £1,000 driver. That's the way it's going. So that trend of 3.5 years between drivers, now 5 years, that's only going to grow as the price goes up, because people simply can't afford to be laying down that amount of money, particularly at a time right now when cost of living is what it is and so on and so forth. So that's part of it.
Yep.
But equally, this is more anecdotal now, I think golfers are going, well, do you know what? There is so much tech in this. I'm seeing such massive performance benefits to me. Not necessarily gains, I'm seeing performance benefits. I don't want or need to change this driver. It cost me a lot of money. I like it. They're treating their drivers a bit more like they treat putters.
Okay.
People tend to have putters in their bags for, in some instances, decades without changing them, because you don't need to change them. I think people are starting to go that way with drivers now. I know I am. I've got access to... I'm not trying to annoy anyone here, but I could go and get any driver that I want from any brand right now. I'm pretty confident in that. And they would send it to me, spec'd up, all that sort of stuff. I'm using a driver that's 4 years old. Why?
Okay.
Because I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm quite comfortable and confident. Now, could I get better gains and performance out of a more recent driver? I'm quite sure I could. But I like what I've got.
Yep.
And I think that's a big, big part of it. Again, links to what they're saying about wanting to give people time to fall in love with the equipment.
I think for me, the big thing, and I imagine the guys at TaylorMade touched on this as well, but like the advancements in fitting and how this can make such a big difference is actually more beneficial than getting a new club every year. Like we've been... Again, like James and I were really lucky to have these experience with not just TaylorMade, but Callaway, Titleist, like any brand really, like will take us and have a fitting. And immediately, if you have someone there who knows what they're talking about, they could fit you into a club that is 3 generations old.
Yeah.
And if you have the right shaft and the right loft on it and the right grip, and they maybe tell you to stand a bit closer to it, or, you know, aim right or left or whatever, and you could be hitting it a good like 20, 25 yards further. But it doesn't just come from the brand new head on it, which is great, but surely the advancements and the knowledge that these companies have now is actually a bigger benefit to golfers than anything else.
Yeah, listen, fitting mastery is a thing. It's maybe
fitting mastery.
Yeah,
I like that. I've not heard that term.
Thanks. It is, though.
Did you come up with that?
It is a thing. It exists. It's real, and I think it flies under the radar quite a lot. You know, we keep talking about how golfers are getting better and coaching's getting better and equipment's getting better. No one has really, stopped to consider, see the guys that are doing the fitting, they're getting more knowledgeable every year. Their input is making products better. They're figuring out marginal gains to make them a couple of % better at their job all the time. So as fitting and fitters are improving, then so does a world of possibilities open up.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a multitude of reasons for it, and I think TaylorMade do deserve their flowers for doing it. But let's not kid ourselves on; they're not the first brand that's done it.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Yeah, like Titleist are on a 2-year cycle and have been for quite a while.
Just released their latest ones, haven't they?
GTS. Yeah.
Excuse me.
And again, like that's similar idea to what you're saying, and that Titleist are always talking about incremental gains anyway in a 2-year cycle. They're not. You look at a GTS compared to the GT and even like TS models that came before that, and Titleist will say this themselves. They all look fairly similar. The technology isn't wildly different, but each time there'll be something slightly new in there that's going to help you over 2-year cycles. That is going to help you gain maybe 4 or 5 yards and hit that extra fairway and around. Same with Ping. Ping are absolutely huge on this, in that you look at a Ping driver that is the G400 from say 5 or 6 years back, and you look at that compared to the G440. Again, different tech, but driver that looks largely the same with turbulators and, you know, the way that the head looks, not massively different, but it's marginal gains over those 2 years. Same with like Mizuno, largely their 2-year releases. Same with Strixon, like the current ZXi was released in 2025, I believe, or like end of 24, start of 25. So they're not the only brand that do that.
Two probably that are left now in terms of the big equipment brands would be Callaway and Cobra. They're the only ones that are now left on a 12-month driver cycle. It'll be interesting to see if they are inclined to follow suit.
Yeah.
The thing to notice here, and the thing to acknowledge certainly, is that this probably isn't a silver bullet situation. I mean, you could interpret this as TaylorMade going, you know what? We've largely run out of ideas as far as a 12-month cycle goes. We'd rather invest more time and attention to bigger gains, different gains over a longer period of time, allow our R&D guys opportunity to be really innovative and experimental, as opposed to just making, continuous improvements.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily the case at Callaway or Cobra, though. I mean, they could have their next 5 or 6 drivers lined up, ready to go, because, maybe they're in a different place as far as innovation goes. I know Callaway, for example, have been really, really smart with AI adoption, and they've got a supercomputer. I think it was was it Epic Speed? That it was flash face technology, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
Callaway.
Epic Speed. Yeah.
So they invested at that time, this is going back to 2019, 2020. They had a supercomputer that they got built that iterated 15,000 different flash face combinations, for lack of a better word, in a second. Imagine how long it's going to take a team of 5, 10, 20 people to get 15,000 different face iterations. Never mind all the other bits. So
decades.
Yeah, they're obviously tapping into a different kind of technology. They'll have their own process for it. So yeah, this isn't a one size fits all. This isn't a, well, TaylorMade's doing it, so everyone else should fall in line. Everyone will make their own business decisions based upon where they are as a business.
Yep.
As I say, Callaway might have their next 10 drivers lined up, one a year for the next 10 years. They could be sitting on that. I don't know.
Yep.
Likewise, Cobra. But in TaylorMade's case, they've taken a big picture view of this and said every 12 months no longer works for us. I mentioned every driver they've released over the last, or that they've released a new driver every year for the last quarter century. Here's everyone they've released since 2010. Okay. And this is going to sound probably a little bit like We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel.
Right, okay, if you can do that to the tune of that.
So R9 Super Deep TP, Burner Superfast, R11, Burner Superfast 2.0, Rocket Balls. Remember Rocket Balls?
Yeah, class.
R1, great driver. RBZ Stage 2, SLDR, Jet Speed, Aeroburner, R15, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, SIM, SIM2, Stealth, Stealth 2, QI10, QI35, and most recently, the QI4D. That's since 2010.
That's insane. That's actually mad.
You can see why consumers are fatigued. You can see why there's apathy. You can see why there is frustration amongst the consumers. But what TaylorMade will tell you is each of those drivers had major performance benefits.
Yes.
There was gains. They were improving year upon year upon year. Maybe they wouldn't say that quite so loudly about Jet Speed. But you know what I mean?
What do you have against Jet Speed? Did someone play you with a Jet Speed in the bag and they beat you or something? Or did you have one and it was rubbish?
It's the latter.
And you were, right, okay. But I'm sure it was...
That might be Indian more so than Arrows.
I was going to say,
but my God, I don't think there's an awful lot of love out there for Jet Speed.
Okay.
Just in the round.
That's fine. You don't think that TaylorMade will be sending you angry emails saying, why are you slagging off Jet Speed? This is a great driver.
As soon as JT Speed 2.0 comes out in 2027, I will issue the apology.
They're going back to a 1-year cycle to release Jet Speed 2.0.
But yeah, I mean, all of which is a long-winded way of saying they've released a lot of product, and they will tell you, and they will die on the hill, no doubt, that all that product was released for all the right reasons, because it was an improvement upon the previous driver. People will say, well, if they know the buying habits of consumers, and people are buying one every 3.5 years, now 5 years, why do they bring a new one out every year? That's also really simple. TaylorMade's argument is there's always somebody who's reaching the end of that 3.5, 5 year cycle who needs a new driver.
Yeah.
There's always somebody out there to cater for. But yeah, listen, I think it's an interesting move. At the time, I was a little surprised by it, but quickly came to the conclusion that it's a good thing. If nothing else, it'll get them a little bit of credit in the bank with consumers, and I don't think that's a bad thing ever to have. The proof will now be in the pudding. Can they back it up? Do they have big leaps in innovation and tech like they're suggesting they're going to be able to unlock? I don't think it will be good for them if in January. Oh God, it'll be January 2028, won't it?
Yeah.
I said 27 earlier. No, in January 2028, I don't think it'll be a good thing if they come out with the QI 5D that goes
half a yard further.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think overall, like, this is a good thing, and it's where, like, we kind of want to see the industry going, because for me anyway, like, working alongside James, and we talk about new gear season, which comes round in January, and for a long time this has been basically not every driver or not every brand, but most brands releasing a new driver that year, and you think, God, like, for me especially, someone who is an average swing speed golfer, testing them out over the last 3 or 4 years, like, the gains are so marginal. But if I was to go to the QI 4D and then take that to something that was released 5 generations ago, I am going to see genuine differences there.
Yeah, definitely.
But ball speeds between that and maybe the QI 4D is maybe a bad example in that, because it is genuinely like a big jump in performance from the 35, or I found that anyway. But if I was to take another brand and go back a year, like, you just don't see like the gains in that. I also think it's going to help for the tour staff, like, some more than others, but it's been pretty well documented from TaylorMade's point of view that, like, Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler were both reluctant to put a new driver in the bag when the QI 35 came out, because they liked the QI 10 so much. And it's the same going back to amateur golfers, but pros are exactly the same. If you played really well with a driver for 9 months and then you're on the driving range, and for those guys, we see the clubs in December, January, but they might get a prototype handed to them on the driving range. Quite often I hear about this happening like the week after the Open. So end of July, start of August. And players must be thinking, God, I've only just got used to this one, and now you want me to try something else.
It's funny you say that, because I asked that question to the TaylorMade staff that spoke to us at this update. And I put it to them, like, how much of this has been influenced by tour staff feedback? Because, see, when you stop and think about it, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, they'll play how many tournaments a year? 16, 17, 18, something like that. So a brand new driver every 18, 19 events.
It's insane. You're only just getting used to the one that you're using. And if you're having success with it, you don't want to change.
And you can see it. You can see the reticence. And that's why, you know, on this pod last week, we made a big deal of Don Rea going back to the M6, which was, again, a 2019 driver, I think it was. We spoke about Brandt Snedeker using an M2, was it, from 2017? So you look at that and you go, oh, that's a big deal. Actually, it's not that much of a big deal, really. They're using a driver that, to them, isn't actually that old. They were using it, in a relative sense, quite recently. So it's not that much of a... It's not like me going and trading in my car right now and going and buying a 1993 Renault Clio. Do you know what I mean?
No, I do,
It's... I mean, God almighty, I've just realised my car's got a 2017 plate on it.
Yeah, mine's a...
Probably needs to upgrade, actually.
Plate, do you reckon? Yeah.
Might be time. But, yeah, it's not like going back to a driver that's 3 or 4 years old is a massive, massive deal to these guys.
You say that about Aaron Ryan. He's topical, but a perfect example of this in that I think you said that he went back to that, but I don't believe that he ever moved on from that.
Yeah, quite possibly. What I mean is that he'll have tried all of the latest
I'm sure he's tried it and
hit
it and just resisted and thought, you know what, that might go 10 yards further, but
Key
I feel
point being,
comfortable
he's
with
not
this.
a TaylorMade staffer, I suppose.
That's true.
You've then got Scotty Scheffler and Rory, who are staffers. And, you know, clearly there's no obligation for them to start using a driver that is brand new. But, you know, it's a good look if they do.
They would, I'm sure TaylorMade would be quite happy if they
would
did.
appreciate it.
Yes, I'm sure they would.
But, yeah, it's an interesting decision. It's a sign of the times in a whole lot of ways. I'm sure that we could, if we wanted to be really cynical about the motivations for it. Let's not forget, when it comes to marketing, for example, TaylorMade is exceptional at marketing. It's a fantastic marketing team that it's got. So people maybe be cynical and say this is just a publicity stunt, it's a marketing stunt, it's a cost-saving stunt. Listen, all that could be true, but none of it takes away from the fact that it's probably good news for the consumer.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely good news for the consumer.
It definitely is.
and the story is plausible.
Yes.
The story they're putting up is plausible. So excited to see what happens. I think the funny thing is I now have anticipation for the 2028 TaylorMade driver. I'm always excited to see the new gear.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always interested to see what it looks like. I love finding out what it's called. I love hearing all about the tech stories that go into them and the bump, if you want, that they stick in the press releases to go, right, okay, that's what they're saying, but does it actually live up to it? I love all that stuff.
Yep.
But right now, as it stands, we are 19, 20 months away from seeing the next TaylorMade driver. And yeah, I'm excited to see what that's going to be, because I'm expecting big things.
Yes.
That's the challenge for them, like I said earlier, to deliver on those big things.
Yes. Good stuff. I'm happy to hear that, Michael.
Satisfied.
Thank you. Satisfied
Good,
with that. My
good.
itch has
Glad
been
to hear
scratched.
that. Right, well, before we get to the break, and there's more we have to discuss this week, including this lovely bottle of something that's sitting next to you. I want to discuss that. I also want to talk about an old pal of mine from the PGA of America. I want to talk about a new event on the calendar and golf dreams, all these sorts of things. I want to discuss all of this, Lewis, in part 2. But before we get there, as is now customary, asked and answered. Put this one out there to our social media followers. Remember, you can get involved in the conversation at facebook.com/The Bunkered Podcast or on X at The Bunkered Pod. This week, if the answer is $50,000 per week, what is the question? Whilst you're thinking, Lewis, here are some of the answers from our social media followers. Craig Meikle, a regular contributor to this section. What is the amount given to Patrick Cantlay for his hat deal? 50,000 a week.
Yeah.
It's 50,000 a week works out at how much? Times no, that's not right. Times 52. That is 2.6 million a year.
Might not be too far off there, Craig.
Possibly not too far away. Patrick, who's on his hat at the moment?
That's a good question, because I don't know either.
Patrick
so their
Cantlay's
money's
hat.
not going.
I'm sure it's an investment firm.
I think
isn't
it is.
But yeah, you make a good point. It's not great if we don't know who it is.
No, we're frantically Googling here.
I can't see, and to be honest,
I can see the logo
Goldman
on it.
Sachs.
Yeah,
It used to be Goldman Sachs.
I don't think it is anymore. DeWalt's on there.
DeWalt?
Yeah,
What,
that was on his bag. Yeah. That's certainly on his bag, and I think there's a bit on his hat. I don't know. Craig, get back in touch and tell us who it is.
You could have included that. To be fair, isn't it? You know,
DeWalt.
huge tools and DeWalt.
Yeah, got.
Mark L. Oh, is that it? You're not giving us your surname, just Mark L.
Anonymous.
Mysterious.
Yeah.
What is the interest accruing in John Ramscaddy's bank account? 50,000. Yeah, plausible.
Yeah.
Very plausible.
Again, could be more.
Terry Dunn, how much did James Tate turn down to stay in the podcast? Oh, Terry.
He would not have turned that down, Terry. He'd be a madman to turn that down.
I don't think we made him an offer.
Did we not?
I don't think we did.
I didn't anyway, no.
You didn't? I know I didn't.
Right, okay. You should
Whoops.
have maybe. Oh dear. Sorry,
Eat and
James.
sleep golf. By how much have Pink Castle tees and right-handed glove sales increased in my pro shop this week?
All right, in his pro shop.
Yeah.
Is he running the pro shop, I wonder? I hope so, for his sake. He'll be
I
delighted.
would agree.
Yes.
Great business for Eat and Sleep Golf at the moment.
Yep.
He's
Not
obviously
surprised.
a member at a very fancy club.
Yeah, it must be. Or
Selling
one in
these.
Wolverhampton. Yeah.
Graham Marr, another regular contributor. How much would I be willing to spend if I had to get my handicap down to scratch? 50,000 a week. How much money would it take, do you think, to get you down to scratch?
mean,
if you
I
were to add up the equipment and lessons and all that sort of stuff.
It shouldn't be that much, surely. Like, if you're at a level where you can play...
50,000 a week, I certainly hope not.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a lesson from Butch Harmon, like, several times in that week, I would reckon, for that kind of money.
Then you've got to put it into practice. You need performance coach as well. You need nutritionists.
You reckon Graham needs a nutritionist?
And listen, you need to be able to pay the bills, because you're not getting down to scratch and getting tour standards.
Yes,
whilst holding down a full-time job.
That is a good point. Really, if you're putting that money in, you need to be getting to like +5 or +6 to then start earning some of the money back on tour. At that point, scratch is no use. So, yeah, I think he's a bit off there. I do like the idea.
Depends what kind of house you're living in as well, Graham.
Yeah, I don't really know his circumstances, like,
he's living in a
financially.
castle and driving
Yeah,
an
like if
Aston.
money's nothing, and he's like, listen to this whole section of the plot, like, 2-year cycle. I'm not trying to just buy a new driver every week. Who cares? And I still can't get to scratch. It's hopeless.
Devastated by the TaylorMade
devastated.
news. If $50,000 per week is the answer, what is the question? I mean, don't know. Is it how much I would spend on salt and pepper shakers?
Yes.
Before my wife started to ask questions and say, where are you getting all this money from?
Yeah.
I think my wife would notice. If I was
did
spending $50,000 a week on luxury items, I think my wife would definitely notice.
Mm-hmm. About 500,000 would she notice then?
Apropos of nothing, by the way. Apropos of nothing. It occurred to me just there. Don't know why.
I know. I couldn't think of an answer to this. There's nothing really that's like jogged any thoughts around large sums of money that would make me come up with something witty to this. I had something. I deleted it there, but it was about like miscellaneous section of like spreadsheets or something between like years in like the early 2000s to a couple of years back, but I don't know. It's just been deleted off my page, so no, I can't think of an answer to this one. Redacted. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm trying. See, I don't actually know what the real answer to this is.
You don't know what the real answer is?
No, I don't. No. So is it something to do like Augusta National and like money that they spend on like greenkeeping and the week of the Masters? Is it something around that? The Open, maybe?
I mean, I don't know why you're asking me this side of the break, because it's well known by now that I don't reveal it.
But I'm
until
hoping you'd
two.
like give me like a wink and a nod. And
Are
be
you
like,
hoping that
correct.
I've got the right question?
Yeah, I hope that you know what it is, because sometimes
Fingers
I'm the
crossed.
one that reveals it. If not, this could be a really bad section.
No, I definitely do, and I will reveal those details the other side of this commercial break. Do not go anywhere.
Do you want an easy way to book tea times in Spain, Portugal and Italy? If yes, then On Tea is your answer. OnTea.com is a reliable and easy-to-use site for tea time bookings. There are 3 reasons why you should use On Tea. 1. You can cancel your tea time up to 48 hours before teeing off, free of charge. 2. You have the payment option Book Now, Pay Later available. 3. On Tea guarantees the lowest online price. Go to ontea.com today and discover 1,000 bookable courses. Use the code BUNKERED26 during checkout to get a discount on your purchase, valid throughout 2026.
Welcome back, part 2 of this week's Bunkered podcast. Michael and Lewis here with you in a studio that isn't getting any cooler.
I am inside a Greg's steak bake right now that's just come out of the oven.
That is scalding hot.
Yeah, scalding hot.
It's like Sicily.
Isn't it? If you're watching this on YouTube and you see like sweat running down my face, that's why.
That is why.
Yes.
Listen, before the break, we played Asked and Answered as we always do. If $50,000 per week is the answer, what is the question? And the question is, how much does it cost to be a PGA Tour player in 2026? Or rather, 2025. This came from a story that Golf Digest did with Ben Griffin I think it was last week or maybe the week before. And Ben's done pretty well since getting onto tour. He last year made his Ryder Cup debut, obviously at Bethpage Black, but that was off the back of winning 3 times on the PGA Tour and banking $12 million on the course. So the reasonable question to ask then is, yes, Ben, but what are your expenses? And he was asked this, in fact, by a fan that Golf Digest, obviously we're asking fans to submit questions, and Ben said, I would say this question kind of ranges very far across all PGA Tour players, so you think. There are definitely going to be some base fees that you're going to have to pay when you get to a tournament. So, obviously, travel costs. All hotel costs are on the players, or Airbnbs, rental homes, those costs. Obviously, everyone has a caddy. The caddy needs a base and also a percentage based on performance. So that can range significantly per tournament, especially depending on how you play. Get to the number, Ben. Additionally, coaches will come to events, trainers, physios, all of these costs come out of the pocket of a PGA Tour player. Still not seeing a number, Ben. So my average, Ben, here we go, is probably very high because I just had a really good season and I pay my caddy, my coach, my trainer, based on my performance as well as base salaries. You could argue my average spend per week was probably $50,000. So if we were then to do some quick maths, then it works out that Ben Griffin spent around about $1.5 million on expenses last year, which equates to approximately 13% of his on-course earnings.
Wow, that's big numbers. God, I'd never really thought of that before. But then you do factor it in. You're taking like a full team of people around, mostly the USA, but like sometimes around the world as well with you. Like when he's coming to the Open, if he's taken caddy, obviously, a swing coach, family, and then like maybe a mental coach or a nutrition or whoever else, and then God, you've got to think about buying a hotel for the full week, hopefully for the full week anyway. And usually
Do you think it's one of those ones that you just rent it until Friday and say with the option of another couple of days?
Understand. Yeah, I'm sure Ben's got money to be able to make that happen.
Quite clearly.
Yeah, well, evidently, yeah. Well, that's remarkable. I'd never thought of that.
13%.
A lot of people probably won't realise that tour players are paying for like hotels and stuff. You'd think that like tournaments might be putting them up, and people probably have that expectation.
Yes and no, but I mean the thing is that they've also got courtesy cars as well, and I don't think, I mean, we're saying that's 13% of his on-course earnings, so I want to make 2 points on that. One, Ben Griffin, like every other tour pro, has other sources of income, and his sponsorship, I don't know, does he have a MaxFly deal? But his sponsorship overall, probably not that far off his on-course earnings last year, so he's probably making double that total.
Yes.
And I would imagine with all that money, he doesn't have a mortgage.
No, I wouldn't. Well, he used to be a mortage advisor, didn't he? That was his gig when he took
his advice was, now you can take this down, it's a flat rate, it's a fixed rate fee for the next 2 years, there's penalties if you break it and all that sort of stuff. But if you'd rather not have that, I suggest you become a PGA Tour pro.
Yes, and be
make
really,
a lot
really,
of money,
really good at it.
And then you won't need a mortgage. So, yeah, I don't think Ben Griffin is living paycheck to paycheck.
No, and also he's probably sitting up the front of the plane every time.
Turns left when he gets on, doesn't
I would imagine so.
Definitely turns left.
He does. Yeah.
Have you ever turned left getting on a plane?
Not intentionally, no.
You confuse yourself with the pilot.
Yeah, I've been.
Sorry, mate. I flew this one last time I was on it.
Yeah, sorry, pal. For the busy night, mate.
Oh, one day, Lewis.
Yeah, one day. Nah, hopefully not, for the sake of everyone else in the flight. So no, I've never turned left when I'm on the flight, unfortunately.
No.
Usually walk quite along, unless I'm getting on the back of the plane and then turn left and walk a couple of spaces to like
generally an EasyJet flight, isn't
54, it? Yeah.
Never sit at the back. Never sit at the back of a plane.
Well, I don't really have much choice a lot of the time.
Oh, but I mean right at the back.
Oh, right, okay.
Never, ever. That's where it's most turbulent.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Try and sit on the wings if you can.
Okay.
You can't sit further up because those seats are taken.
Yeah, that's taken. Yeah, it's not an option.
But yeah,
as far up as you can, really.
As
or
far
in the middle.
forward as you can. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take that on board.
Because the furthest
Good
back you go, that's where, as I say, it's most turbulent.
It's more turbulent. Okay.
Or you feel it more.
Yeah.
It's not like there's more turbulence at the back and the middle's fine.
Yeah,
it's the same amount of turbulence, but you feel it more at the back.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm on board with what you're saying.
Listen, with my fear of flying, I've studied it.
Yeah, oh God, I don't know if I want to study that. Oh well, good to know.
Anyway, a couple other things before we move on. If you're enjoying this, and listen, if you made it this far, you probably are. You're probably enjoying what we have to say. You're liking bunkered content. Then go and sign up for our New Look newsletters. We've given our breakfast bulletin and the Monday finish a brand new look. The breakfast bulletin goes out Monday to Saturday at 6:30 a.m. every single one of those days. And it is designed to give you, well, pretty much what it says on the tin. All of the latest golf news that you want, need, along with opinions, analysis, insights, takes, and more in time for breakfast. So whether you're the sort of person that likes to sit down and eat their Cheerios and read something when they're doing it, the breakfast bulletin's perfect for that. If your breakfast consists of being on the go and maybe standing on a double-decker bus, squeezed front and back with people as your other commuters are rushing to make it to work on time, whip out your phone and read the breakfast bulletin on the go. That way, when you do get to work and you're having that awkward water cooler chat with Brian from accounts, and he goes, "Did you hear that thing at the weekend about Aaron Rai?" And then you can go, "Oh yeah, his Castletees, his Iron Head covers, his XYZ." We will give you all the info and opinions and insight that you need. It's all hand-picked. There is no computer involved here other than the one that sends the email. There's no AI. These stories are hand-picked for you by the Bunkered team, who've also given some of their thoughts. The Breakfast Bulletin is an essential email. Some would say the most important email of the day.
Nice.
Thanks. Then you've got the Monday Finish, which is essentially the new home for my weekly column. So if you want to get even more, God knows why you would, but if you want to get more opinions from me and more insights into what's going on in the world of golf, from the grassroots all the way up to the business machinations and whatnot, then the Monday Finish is the place to go. You can get both of these newsletters for free at bunker.co.uk/newsletter. So go and sign up, opt in and out for that matter, quickly and securely. We're not going to be passing your data on to anybody else or anything like that. All we need is your email address, and we will bring golf to you into your inbox. You won't even need to go looking for it. Stuff Google. Sod them. We will bring the news to you. You don't need to go searching. I don't care.
Your laptop's open.
They don't like us. AI
sure
overviews. Piss off. So, newsletters. That's that box ticked.
Well
On
done.
to the next box. And Lewis, it's that box,
It is a box.
sitting right next to you.
A much more exciting box.
For the benefit of people listening, Lewis has brought in what appears to be a bottle of whiskey. Tell me that is indeed what it is.
That is exactly what it is. I've just had enough
Great
of
result.
being on this podcast, and I thought I'm just going to be like Father Jack and open up a bottle of whiskey.
If I'm going to face the Dundee Seagulls, I'll face them
If I'm
with
going to have
something
to
in my
come
tummy.
here on a Tuesday afternoon, then I'm going to drink some whiskey to get through it. That's what I've got. No, I jest. I picked this up. Oh, was it this time last week? Last Wednesday.
Okay.
And I had I say this a lot, but serious pleasure of playing Royal Birkdale, this year's
Lucky
Open
boy.
Championship venue. Very lucky.
It's good, isn't it?
It's amazing. So when did you play it? You played it a while back. Was it maybe before the 2017 Open?
Oh,
Even
God, before that.
Okay.
When you were still in primary school.
Right, got you. It is amazing. It's probably top 3 courses that I've ever played, and I've been quite lucky, like I said, to play a lot of them. So that was thanks to Loch Lomond Whiskies. So they are one of the partners of the Open. If you're at the Open this year, you will see, I don't even want to call it a stand, it's like a marquee. It is a building that they have there, and the good team there will talk you through some of the whiskies that they have on offer. One of them being this, which I managed to snag on my.
I mean, you're not going to leave it in the
travels.
box, are you? I mean, let's get this thing out and have a look.
But the box is really cool, so I'm gonna.
Is that Monty's signature I see on the side of it?
It is indeed. Yeah, he hand signed all of them personally. No, I'm only joking.
He's a Loch Lomond ambassador, mind you.
He
so
is
that
a
makes
Loch
sense.
Lomond ambassador, and there is some in the press release. I don't know if I'm allowed to just share the photos on Twitter of Monty drinking the whiskey. We'll get back to you on that. But he seemed to be very much enjoying this, and I can see why. I played with John, who is the head of marketing for Loch Lomond, and he very expertly took us through what goes into this bottle. And what really struck me about it is if you look at the box, it's a really nice box, by the way.
It's lovely.
There's a little sign, and one of the arrows on it says Loch Lomond for obvious reasons, and the other one says Argentina, which is less
don't cry for me.
obvious. And the reason for that is that the last place that this bottle goes, the last place that this whiskey goes before it goes in the bottle, is in a cask that was previously, or has been designed to be making Malbec.
Ah, my favourite.
Yes.
Love Malbec.
And I'll be honest, I'm not like a whiskey, I'm not a wine drinker either, but I could
Give it
taste, I could taste like the, I'm sounding terrible, pretentious.
I got floral notes.
Yeah, notes of the
Was Monty
berries.
doing that?
Yeah, I wanted him to be doing it. He
Right,
wasn't there,
yes.
sadly. I wish
Yummy.
he was.
I like it. It's good.
He was in my head.
Warm, isn't it?
It was warm. I did, yes. So that was tremendous. So
I like Malbec. I do. It's great.
if you want to get your hands on
Better
one of
than
these,
Shiraz.
yes, and be like Monty, then the Open Special Edition.
Be like Monty.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Imagine
You
that
can.
you're a
They
totally.
should have taken that.
Let's have a wee look at that
Yeah,
bottle.
go
You're
on.
a totally normal human being going around your business, and you take one glug of this. It's right. Yes. Well, I liked it. It was good. Yes. Great. Lovely. Oh yes, Michael Henry Master Blender. He's
Master
right.
blender, yeah.
Finished in Argentinian Malbec casks. I like them. Yes, great. That is lovely though, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, so I'm a big
Smashing.
fan of that.
How old does it say it is?
19 years it was.
Hello.
It's described as a 19-year-old expression, So I don't quite
a
know if that's
19-year-old
different
expression.
to being. Yeah, that's the second mention for the whiskey here, is that it's an expression.
A 19-year-old expression.
Which was matured in American oak before a 6-month tawny port cask finish, delivering layers of red berries, dried fruit, and sweet spice.
I like my berries layered.
Yeah, I've always thought that.
I've always
yeah,
preferred
if I
them
was to
layered.
have my berries in any way, it would be layered.
Definitely layered.
Yes. So
Very
there you
good.
go. Yeah, so I
Excellent.
can take
So people
this.
can go and buy that now,
Yeah,
can
they
they?
can buy it. It is. So you might be thinking this is like going to be extortionate. And
Well,
you
it's
know, you can
19 years
understand
old
that.
and it's
yeah,
an open
19 years
special.
open special edition. It's going for £45.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, so that's all right. You
Of
can have
two.
this on your yeah.
I should add, I'm drinking something just now. If you're
looks like
watching,
whiskey.
if you're watching on YouTube, this isn't whiskey. It is actually from Greg's. It's fair trade apple juice. As I say, I'm
Greg's get
suffering.
mentioned so much in these podcasts.
I'm suffering somewhat with, as I said, hay fever and the cold. So,
Yep.
oh God, I now wish it was whiskey.
Yeah. What I would also say is that if you do want to splash the cash, there's an open course collection that they have launched. So this is £195, but it comes in a massive box. I believe there's a golf towel in the box as well, which is really nice.
Jesus.
One of the other journalists won it. I didn't win it because I didn't play well enough to
Well
win
done,
it,
Lewis.
unfortunately. Yeah, no, hopeless. But inside the box, there is listed every winner of the Open and every venue that
That's
they've
cool.
played at, which is really cool. So I enjoyed that. So if you can get your hands on that, I would
Is
recommend it.
Gary Player like in
And
massive font?
Yeah, it is. That's why the box is so big. They had to make it so massive because Gary Player did write it in huge font. Yes, that is there.
I'll resist.
You can do it if you want.
No, it's all right.
No,
It's all
okay,
right.
cool.
But thank you to the team at Loch Lomond for looking after Lewis
Yes.
and hosting him at Royal Birkdale last week. Good people, Loch Lomond whiskey people.
Very.
I like them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Lewis, you wanted to talk about my good pal Don Rea.
Yes.
Go on then.
Oh, he's left. It was announced on Friday just
Yep.
gone there, that he was leaving his role immediately.
Yes.
Were you surprised by this? What was your thoughts on this, Michael?
Was I surprised by it? Surprised at the timing
Okay. Why?
because it felt like he should have gone immediately after the Ryder Cup.
Yes.
When he just demonstrated himself to be fundamentally ill-suited for the position he was holding. You know, what was he, president of the PGA of America? He's representing over 33,000 professionals who put their heart and soul into the game every single day and who frankly deserved better than him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way that he was at the Ryder Cup, essentially not so much condoning as being dismissive of the behaviour of the American fans. It's okay, it's now, 9 months on, but I can still hear that. When I close my eyes, I can still hear some of the stuff that those people were shouting at Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry, Victor Hovland. Genuinely, some of the worst abuse that I heard was directed at Victor Hovland.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can still hear all that stuff. And then you square that away with how dismissive Don Rea was in his dealings with the press in the immediate aftermath. You know, that happens on both sides of the Atlantic. Well, no, I'm not saying that European fans are angels. They're not. They've proven themselves to... There's bad apples, right? Mm-hmm. I think there may have been some bad apples in that drink that I've just had as well, because my God,
Are you all right?
not quite the taste I was hoping for.
Okay.
But yeah, look, there's always bad apples in any crowd of people, and Europe definitely has those. But if there were fans shouting disgusting things about players' families in Rome 2 years ago, it would have made its way onto the internet in the same way that it made its way onto the internet and TV screens at Bethpage.
Yep.
The fact that it didn't tells me it didn't happen. I certainly didn't see anything or hear anything like that in Rome, nor did I hear or see anything like that in Paris before, or Gleneagles or Celtic Manor. I've been to every home Ryder Cup since 2010. I have never, ever heard that sort of stuff shouted at a Ryder Cup in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
It was deplorable. It was despicable. There's no place for some of the things that were said in society, never mind any particular part of it, be it sporting or otherwise. It was just rotten. And then Don gets up and he's like, I mean, it happens on both sides. Or the best line was, I mean, I'm sure if you go to a kid's soccer game, you'll hear, the same stuff being shouted. Like, what?
No, absolutely never.
If you go to a kid's soccer game in the States, they're going to be shouting that the players' mums, I guess it would have to be, is a whore? Like, what? No, that's utter nonsense. Just general and genuine bullshit. So he should have gone then. And I was surprised that he didn't, which it makes the fact that he's gone now. It's just the timing that's weird. It's the right decision, but the timing is the only thing that's caught me off guard.
Yeah, particularly after PGA Championship as well, which is one of their events. You're surprised it didn't. It's come straight after that. I don't believe he wasn't speaking at the PGA Championship.
He had no public-facing role that week. I mean, they have made a point, the PGA of America, of significantly reducing his visibility, his involvement, and I guess the extent of his powers since the Ryder Cup, which I have to assume has been a very deliberate consequence of what happened at the Ryder Cup. So, no, he wasn't particularly visible. He wasn't seen or heard from at the PGA Championship. I'm not surprised they didn't announce it there, because then the whole chat throughout much of the week would have been Don Rea's gone, as opposed to they want the focus on the championship for the right reasons. And they don't want that overshadowed by the circus that this guy's going to bring. I'm not sitting here saying that Don Rea is a bad guy at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he represented his organisation terribly. Not even just the stuff he said to the media. Remember, he went on LinkedIn, of all places, went on LinkedIn and essentially did the whole thing of don't back down, double down. And as the pressure was being cranked up on him in the week or two after the Ryder Cup, people like me calling for him to go. And he went onto LinkedIn and basically said, I'm sure you've all heard the stuff that's going on. Trust me, I don't care. What was it he said? New level, new devil. Like, just the guy absolutely ill-suited for the job. And you know what? Now that he's gone, the conversation has to shift to being, okay, is there an institutional problem here for the PGA of America? Because he's not the first in office to really, really make a balls of it.
Yes,
Ted Bishop. Ted Bishop was effectively forced to relinquish the same position years back when he got into a Twitter back and forth with Ian Poulter, eventually resorting to calling him a little girl. And that was the end of Ted Bishop, who was a very outspoken figure. A bit like Don, they seem to like the limelight. It's like, at long last, I've got the job I always wanted, tighten that blazer, and here I go. And you just realise, birds of a feather.
Anyone who's in that role shouldn't be the story at all.
Exactly
and
that.
Don Rea, I would say, far too many golfers, not just in America, but around the world, who otherwise would have no idea who the head of the PGA of America is, have heard about him over the last year or so.
This is the point. Who's the head or his equivalent at the PGA of Great Britain and Ireland right now, or Australia, or South Africa, or Japan?
Yep.
You're right. They shouldn't become the story, and they shouldn't try to become the story. And being completely honest, maybe I can have a degree of sympathy for him, because this is a guy that just shouldn't be put in front of a microphone to represent the organisation. That should be going to a salaried, full-time CEO. And it speaks to the dysfunction that's been at the PGA of America now for a number of years, that, they're on their latest CEO just now, aren't they? So good luck to the new guy. And you know what? I can't even remember his name off the top of my head, which I think speaks volumes. I can tell you who's in charge, and the most recent people in charge going back 3 or 4 at Augusta National, at the RNA, at the USGA, at the PGA of America, honestly, I've largely given up. I just think it's an organisation that just continually zigs when it should zag, and it needs to get its house in order. If getting rid of Don Rea is the start of that, great. But there's so much more work to be done.
Oh well, shall we go on to something a bit more jovial? Yes.
Jovial. Knock, knock. Who's there? The English Open. The English Open, though, is indeed coming back. This was announced last week, Lewis.
Yeah.
So, kind of a left field announcement. The English Open used to be a mainstay of the European Tour as it was. It's now back on the calendar, now back in the schedule, but initially on the Hotel Planner
That's right.
Tour, which
Used to be the Challenge Tour.
Challenge Tour, right. Too many sponsors, by the way.
Yeah,
Let's stop selling the stadium rights. So apologies if for ease I just refer to it as the Challenge Tour for this segment because that's what most of you will understand. So English Open on the Challenge Tour schedule with an ambition to be on the DP World Tour schedule in short order. Is that right?
Yes, the following year. Yes, 2028 actually, sorry, yes, is when the plan to have it back in the DP World Tour is, which for me I think it's a good thing, but we have so much golf already like in the summer for like spectators to go and watch in person, which is slightly...
Do you think that's the real motivating factor though? Like Challenge Tour events don't generally get big crowds.
No. It's interesting, like English Open for me is not something that I was really like familiar with growing up. Like what's kind of the backstory around this event, and like do you know why it went away and what
So
you're laughing. Is there something funny here?
There's
If I
a number
missed
of
something.
reasons
Okay.
I think why events in England haven't been such a big part of the calendar. You go back to the earliest parts and earliest years of the European Tour as it was, 1972 onwards. Most of the events were in the UK, Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland had a good cluster of events. You then had some in Germany, some in Spain. The Benelux region as well did pretty well out of it, then expanded in Scandinavia, and the pebble kept expanding, the ripples kept expanding, and so now the DP World Tour touches pretty much every corner of the globe. So that's one of the reasons, is just the globalization of the tour. The other reason is probably less well known. I don't know if it's quite so much of an issue anymore, but HMRC was part of it.
Right.
And this was a big problem for a lot of sports. I want to say 15, 16, 17 years ago, where I can't quite remember all the detail of it, but if you were an overseas sports personality and you competed in the UK, whether it was golf or tennis or whatever else, this really came to light because of Andre Agassi and his Wilson racket deal.
Okay.
Then the tax man said, thank you very much to a huge chunk of your cash. And yeah, that impacted fields, that impacted sponsorship revenue. And so for a number of reasons, events in England haven't been as big of a factor or as big of a thing on the DP World Tour or European Tour for the last 20 years or so. I mean, really, it's been Wentworth and what else?
Yeah, exactly.
I know we had that spell during COVID where a number of events came back, but very much on a let's fill the schedule up with something.
What I really hope comes of this, and we've spoken about top players going and playing like national opens, is that I hope this English Open is, for fans who are going there, a chance to see some of the best players in the world up close, because that is what makes these events so good. Scottish Open now is a brilliant example of it, and I get it's PGA Tour course sanctioned, so there's always going to be that added incentive for the likes of Scotty Scheffler or Cameron Young to come over. But if you are like an English tour pro that generally plays out in the States, and at the moment that might be someone like Dan Brown, or it might be Matt Fitzpatrick or Alex Fitzpatrick, and whoever that is in 2028 when this becomes a DP World Tour event, go and support it, because your home fans, I'm talking about, like fans get a lot of events in the UK, like as a whole, I think we do, but people will come and watch if the big stars are there.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly that. And in the past, like I'd imagine, if these events aren't getting the big names,
to a point they will, but then you've got, you can oversaturate the market.
Yes,
because listen, England is going to get a lot more Open Championships. It just will. It's got Hoylake, St George's, Lytham is apparently safe for now. It's got Birkdale. So there are 4 open venues in England. It also has the BMW PGA Championship, which is so well established. I've said a number of times, not my favourite event in the world. Who cares? The players love it. The players all show up for it. It's the start of the end of season swing for the DP World Tour. I know they call them all different things like the desert swing and so on. Yeah. It's the start of the end of the season because the PGA Tour season is over. Rory, Lowry, Fleetwood, etc. come over and they play at Wentworth, and that's the big start of it. So Wentworth is really solidly established. Mm-hmm. So where does the English Open fit into this? More to the point, where does it fit in to player schedules?
Yes.
So that's going to be the challenge. So yeah, I do agree with you. I think that players should make a point of supporting national opens, but it is a challenge because they're going into a market where there's already one absolutely massive regular event and the promise of a major visiting every so often. So, or at least every other year. So yeah.
You've had live events as well.
You've got,
in recent
of course.
times,
yeah,
of course.
You've got women's events.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're bidding for a Ryder Cup in England again. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be an awful lot of golf in England over the next decade.
Yep.
That's going to... You keep going out to the same market over and over again and ask them to part with their cash and go to it. It's not like England is sport poor either, where, you know, it doesn't have anything else.
Yep.
We're going to have the Tour de France is going to be starting in England, and it has done. There's been several stages of that over the years. You've got Ashes tournaments. You've got
Ashes. Come on.
well, you
I
know
know
the point
right.
though. It's like they're not starved of sport. Mm-hmm. So adding another golf tournament in there, is that just going to split the golf vote?
Yep.
Don't know. I hope not, because I think my feelings on national opens are well known by now as well. Mm-hmm. But it's a challenge.
Bring back the shot clock Masters. Come on, if we're taking tournaments back, that's the one that we want.
What a genuinely stupid idea that was. Honestly, that is, if ever a tournament was setting itself up for failure, it was that.
Explain.
Oh, it's simple. So they wanted to make sure that players were playing fast, and they were going to have this van following them around with a clock on it.
Yeah.
If you are a slow golfer and they all know if they are or not,
yep,
you're not putting your name up for the shot clock
one,
Masters.
Yep.
That's not on the schedule.
Yep.
So what did it achieve? Nothing. It's like players can play faster if they are encouraged to. Yep, knew that. What did it actually change? Sod all.
Yep.
Golf sixes. Nope, done with that as well. Pointless.
Oh,
the only thing I remember about golf sixes was the bloody mascot. The big
God, yeah, that
pink
was weird,
six.
wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
It was like the Partick Thistle mascot.
Oh, yeah. What's he called again?
Kingsley.
Yeah, I don't like Kingsley.
Tell you an event I want to bring back is, and maybe this is just the mood I'm in because of what's coming up, but the Golf World Cup. I am devastated, genuinely. Not devastated. I'm not sitting at home sobbing into my pillow at night thinking about it, but I find it a shame that there's not a place in the golf schedule for a World Cup. I know it got squeezed out by the Olympics and by majors and all that sort of stuff, but that was a cool event. It just, maybe it was format, maybe it was where it was played. It certainly seemed to lose something when it went to Mission Hills. Don't know. I like to think there's a place in all sports for a World Cup, and golf shouldn't be immune for that, so it'd be great to see that come back. Equally, bring back all the WGCs just so we can see those trophies again.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'd bring back the match play in a heartbeat, and I get there's reasons that TV companies probably don't want that to come back.
No one wants Tiger going home on a Wednesday.
I get that, and that's probably the same now with Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, but I don't care. As a viewer and as someone who watches a lot of golf, you want to see different formats every so often. That's a good one. How often do you see players actually going like up against each other in that format? Never. So yeah, I would bring that back as well. But again, it's all schedule stuff, isn't it?
Dunhill Cup as well. The Dunhill Cup was a great event.
Right.
And I personally think the Alfred Dunhill Links it's not run its course, but I'm old enough to remember when you had proper big A-list stars playing like Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones and like big deals. I mean, if you've seen Brian McFadden hit a tee shot once, you've seen it 1,000 times. So I feel like it's lost a little bit of its luster. Maybe they could experiment for a couple of years by bringing back the cup.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That would be. Oh well, we shall see.
Listen,
I want to talk about something briefly here. So
I
look,
just see these words in front of me, golf dreams. What the hell?
So I wanted, it's a bit of a plea to listeners here, but I think that a lot of listeners will relate to this, and you might as well, Mike, because we've not spoken about this, but this could have been whiskey induced, I will say. But on my trip on Wednesday to Birkdale, and there was a few other golf journalists there and guys from Loch Lomond, and we started chatting in the hotel bar after about like weird things that golfers do.
Sounds like the start of a country song.
Yeah.
We started chatting in the hotel bar.
Too many whiskies. And what we started
definitely Luke Combs
chatting about, was about dreams that golfers have. We went round the table and we all seem to have the same one. Any guesses as to what this might be?
I hope I can relate, because I had one the other night.
Okay, right, go
True
on.
story.
Right, yeah.
Where I'm standing on the tee, and all of a sudden I'm not on a grass tee in front of a golf course anymore.
Right.
I'm in a really small enclosed space.
Yes.
And my ball is pegged up right next, I think it was pegged up next to a chest of drawers, and there wasn't enough room to swing the club.
Exactly
Is that
yes.
Really? Is that the one?
Various variations
God,
of this dream, and we all went round the table and shared it. It became like a sort of therapy session for us. But my one
I'm
was
Lewis.
Yeah, well, my one was always, hi, I'm Lewis, and I always have the dream that my ball is on someone's doorstep to the right of the 11th green at Inverness Golf Club, where there is a row of houses. And again, similar to what you're saying, I want to chip my ball onto the green and I take the club back and it knocks on the door and it keeps hitting the door and I think, oh, this is terrible. And all my playing partners are watching me and my ball's out of bounds anyway, so it's stupid. And then I wake up in a cold sweat. And there was so many variations of this and it's bizarre. There was one for someone who wasn't there but was relayed by another journalist. I thought this was hilarious. That his golf nightmare was that he was trying to put waterproof trousers on, but he hadn't unzipped at the bottom, so he couldn't get them over his spikes. And he was on the tee while it was raining, and his playing partners were looking at him, and now he's got waterproof trousers stuck halfway up his legs. And that was the dream that he was having.
I think we've all done that.
We have
fully
all done
conscious.
that. Oh yeah, many
There's
times.
There's a reason that there's a zip on those trousers, but
some of them don't have zips now. Some
surely
brands,
not.
I know, I won't name them, but marked down, no zips, not good.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Point deduction there.
So we were speaking about this, and interesting. So John, who, as I mentioned, is my best mate because he's the chief of marketing at Loch Lomond Whiskies, was saying that he didn't grow up as a golfer. He grew up as a cricket player, and his dream that he had was similar in that he couldn't get his pads to go on his legs to be batting in cricket, and everyone was looking at him and getting really annoyed, and he was getting really anxious. So apparently this goes across sports. And anyway, I looked into it, and it is just about generally like if you've had a really bad experience, which I think every golfer has had, on a first tee where you feel really nervous and then you hit a bad shot, heightened state of anxiety, and then it just gets to you in your subconscious. And it's I just think that this is mad that pretty much every golfer, and you've backed me up on this, has had some form of
hand
dream.
on heart, we did not discuss this.
No.
It's just, I think it's a very familiar dream. What do you call someone who studies dreams?
Oh,
there must be.
There is.
It must be some kind of like science or something like that. Oh, there it is. Oh, God almighty, how am I going to pronounce this? Oneirology. Oneirology.
Yep.
Oneirology. So if you are an oneirologist,
that sounds
please genuinely get in touch. Tell us, why are we having these dreams about golf? What is the significance of not being able to get a shot away? And why does it seem that we're always in a house or up against a bit of furniture? What the hell's that about? Like, genuinely want to know. So please do get in touch and tell us all about that. It's funny you mentioned your man has a cricket nightmare. I've had a recurring cricket nightmare as well.
Right.
That I'm watching cricket. Just waking up in a cold sweat going, holy shit, the ashes!
Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry. No, don't need to watch.
I've got a basic rule of thumb here that if you cannot put both hands on a trophy to lift it,
It's
or
not
like
worth winning.
put around, because the claret jug obviously doesn't have handles, but you can put your hands around it. If you can, let me rephrase, if you can fit the entire prize in your hand and close your hand over, clench a fist, it's not worth playing for.
Yeah, nah, I could get on board with that.
So think about that when you're competing for your Ashes this summer. Also, Olympic medals, maybe just make them slightly larger so that doesn't collapse.
Yeah, I was going to
my
say
argument.
medals, but medals are exempt from that. If it's the trophy, then we can't be having that.
Right, Podder of Merit last week, CJ Cup. I went with Siwoo Kim, who was looking really good there for a while, but
He
ended
did
up
nearly
finishing.
shoot 59, didn't he? Wow.
Ridiculous scoring.
Yeah,
Ridiculous
I know.
scoring.
Yeah,
It was hard to take too seriously. And at 36 holes in, they're already on 20 under par. Just as I like birdies and eagles as much as the next guy. But when you're shooting 27 under par and you're not winning a tournament, there's something fundamentally wrong. And I don't just say that because I wanted Siwoo to give me the 2 points. Doesn't help, but nonetheless. Siwoo finished second, 3 shots behind winner Wyndham Clark. Oh, I'm sure the Lockers were delighted that he got it across the line. So Wyndham won, Siwoo finished second. Point for me because you chose John Parry, Lewis, who finished in a tie for 47th. The cut streak continues.
Yeah, it did.
But to no great avail.
No good for me. No, I
None
think
whatsoever.
I don't even know how many under par he was, but on a normal week,
Honestly,
yeah,
probably about 12.
yeah, probably better than that. And you
Let's
think
see.
that could get you a top
Parry.
10 most weeks.
11 under.
Wow,
Barely cracking the top 50.
do better, John. Play
Stupid
better.
event.
Good event for you, though.
I'll take
You're
it.
flying here.
5-2. 5-2 as it stands going into this week's Charles Schwab Challenge, where I have got the honour. And this is really simple for me. I'm going with the defending champion, a guy who's one of the best putters on the tour at the moment. And we talked about him earlier. He's going to lay down $58,000 on average this week just to take part. Your winner of the Charles Schwab Challenge 2026 will be Ben Griffin.
There we go. No point in me answering then, but
Just for shits and giggles.
if
why
I
not?
had to pick one, then I'd pick Alex Smalley because
that's a good shout. I like
he's in the field and it seems like the kind of one that he nearly won the PGA, but he won the Charles Schwab. So there
Feels
you
like
go.
an Alex Smalley win.
Yeah, it feels like an Alex Smalley win. So yeah, we'll take that.
Good man, good man. Right, okay, in that case, we'll finish up because time is racing away from us. And frankly, I've got a meeting to go to with Golf Tenable.
Which you've already postponed to do this, haven't you?
Pulling back the curtain, breaking the fourth wall. But I've got a meeting, so I better do this Tenable quickly.
Yep.
Lewis, what have you got for me? I will close the laptop.
We'll keep it quick because my laptop's playing up because it's so warm in here. It's overheating, so we'll keep it fast. I want you to tell me the 10 players who earned PGA Tour cards via the DP World Tour last year. There is a caveat to one of those, which you might remember. Okay, thanks for listening to this week's episode. It's been a pleasure.
Let's see. The 10 players who got cards. So Jordan Smith's one.
Yep.
Christopher Wrighton. Marco Penge.
Yep, he was top of the standings. Well done.
Rasmus Niergaard Peterson.
My good friend, yes.
Yep. Has he ever got back to you?
Yeah, he got back to me.
He didn't, did he?
No.
Fully and completely pied.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to do if you go to like the Scottish Open this summer and you see him? Have you thought about it?
Just look the other way.
Honestly. Because he'll recognise you. You'll
Yeah,
be like,
he will
"Why do I know
recognise me.
him?"
We spent the full day together, and I've was chewing his ear off the whole time, asking him questions about how he plays every single golf shot he plays. No, I'll say hi to him. Yeah, I think it's like setting
What if he
dependent.
says nothing back to you?
Then it's a disaster.
Yeah.
I might have to reconsider where my life's going at that point. That could be tough. Because we're at the same age. I felt like we were getting on quite well, and then I tagged him in the
Apparently
story.
not.
But no, I'm not interested at all.
Oh, God.
Brutal, man.
Those
Oh well,
Danes.
but yeah, he got his card, so well done him.
Ye Danes, ye Danes. How many have I got? 5?
You've got 4.
4. Okay. I really don't know. I don't think there were any Scots.
No Scots.
No Irish.
Nope.
No Welsh. Was there a Welshman?
No.
I think there's probably at least one more Englishman.
There is.
Dan Brown.
Yes, so he was one of the caveats in that someone else earned their card and Dan got in.
Someone else earned it and went to live.
Yes.
Can't remember who that was, but that also wasn't the question, so I don't feel obligated
I'll
to
take
answer.
Dan Brown to, fine, no
So Dan
comment,
makes
that's all right.
5.
Sure.
Is he the last Englishman?
No.
Oh, shit.
Think about the last 10 minutes of conversation that we just had.
I mean, Aaron Rai was there already, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Last 10 minutes of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What? Golf Dreams?
No, fast forward a bit from Golf Dreams.
Podder of Merit?
Yeah.
Who did you pick?
Fuck's sake.
Genuinely forgotten.
No, not this week. The week before. I picked Alex Smalley. It's not him.
No, it's not Alex Smalley. Oh, John Parry.
Yeah. I'm trying to lead you here because my laptop's shouting
That's
at me.
6.
Yep.
Is that the last Englishman?
Yeah.
Right, good. So, Spain. Oh, Germany. Matty Schmidt?
No.
Ah, no way. Oh. I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm actually trying to think of Europe as opposed to players that have
DP
got
World
through. Hisatsune.
No.
Shut up. Really?
Really.
What,
I think
did he
was
already
on
have a
tour.
card?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, no way. That's 2 lives gone. Hisatsune, no way, man. I can't believe that. My memory used to be amazing.
It's hard doing it after this podcast because we yap absolute nonsense for like an hour and 20 minutes. I do, and you have to listen to it, and then I pose you these really like obscure questions. Yeah.
Don't think I've not noticed. Right, give me some nationalities.
We have got a Frenchman, we've got a
we do.
Swede, we've got a Chinese player, and a Japanese player.
That's not Hisatsune. Hi, Tom Lee.
Yes, well done.
French, Swedish, and Japanese.
Yes.
French. Oh my God. Who from France?
The Swedish player is the most prominent here. I would
good
be
to know.
Confident.
I can't think of a single Swedish player that's not established.
I would say he's pretty established, to be fair.
I just keep getting stuck in Mathieu Pavon, but he did that
Yeah, it's not
a year ago. Who was... It's not Alex Levy.
Not Alex Levy.
And Andrea Pavan is Italian. Swedish. Swedish. Oh, Norlander. No, it's not him.
Not him.
I am totally stumped.
You stumped here.
Yeah, give me some initials. Give me the Frenchman's initials.
AS.
What?
You heard.
Give me the Swedes' initials.
AN.
Alex Norton.
Alex Norton.
Of course.
That's
it's
why
Alex
I said
Norton.
he was, yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
annoying. And the Japanese boys' initials?
KN.
KN. It's funny. I just
It is,
now
isn't it?
have Kei Nishikori in my head,
No, it's not.
who was on the tennis tour
It's
for
not
years.
him. No, I can assure you.
Keita Nakajima.
Yes, well done. Do you want the Frenchman?
AS.
Yep. He plays Mizuno kit.
Andre. André sur la mer.
Do you want me to say that's correct? Just so
See if it is André sur la mer.
It's not him. No, I don't know who that is.
Alex Sacré-Cœur.
Adrian Sadier.
Oh, of course it is. Ah, balls.
And then the man who
Alejandro
Dan
Strasberg
Brown, yeah,
has to
no.
spend another year on the DP World Tour.
Dan Brown took Laurie Cantor's spot just
So
for
he
prosperity.
did.
I think
Yes, he
prosperity.
did.
I can add that in. So yeah, that was tough. It's absolutely roasting in this room. So you had no chance there.
Just absolutely no hope
Head's
whatsoever.
gone.
Good
Yeah,
one.
brain
Is
is
it-
fried.
As tenable goes, that was a good one. Was that you or was that somebody getting in touch suggesting it?
No, that was me.
That was you?
yeah,
Was your hand
I'm
up?
not getting enough suggestions. So if someone can, anyone, if you're out there, please get in touch with me and
Are
suggest
your DMs
anything.
open?
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right,
they
okay.
are. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Maybe they just don't like you.
Maybe they just don't. Yeah, it's fine.
But I do. I like you, Lewis.
Thanks, Michael.
You brought some great insights this week's episode, as you always do. So thank you for that.
Do my best.
Best insight of all was knowing what kind of chocolates your mum likes. That will come in very, very handy in the weeks and months to come. Good?
Sorry, my mic just stopped working.
Oh, of
there.
course
I'm
it
back.
did.
Yeah,
Of course it did.
Producer Will was cutting mine off.
Yes,
Yeah.
sensibly. Listen, thank you very much indeed,
Thank
Lewis.
you.
Much appreciated
Thank
indeed.
you
And
very
thank you
much.
to you for listening, watching, all of the above. Much appreciated indeed. We'll be back again this time next week. Like Lewis said, if you've got a tenable suggestion, get in touch with him. Or, I was going to say get in touch with me, but what would be the point in that? I'm the one that answers it. So get in touch with Lewis.
If they want to get in touch with you and you can
And I
text
can post
me,
them
yeah,
to you.
put the shoe in the other foot by all means.
Yeah, give you the away game, see how you like it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so get in touch if you've got tenable suggestions or any thoughts on anything that we've covered this week. Please let us know what you're thinking. letters@bunker.co.uk, facebook.com/The Bunkered Podcast or @The Bunkered Pod on X. Remember, sign up for our newsletters. They're free and they're great, and they're at bunkered.co.uk/newsletters. Go and do all that, and then we'll see you again this time next week. Until then, bye-bye for now.